Hi, and thank you so much for tuning in to Ange'luscious Authentic Dishes. This is Angie, and today I'll be making almond milk. Now, I don't buy snacks like chips and things like that. But what I do use nuts. Nuts are my snacks. I have almonds, walnuts. Love walnuts. I love baking with them. I love eating them, and pecans. So whenever I'm in the mood for a snack, nuts, they're healthy and they're healthy fats. It fills you up really fast. To a handful is pretty much all that you need, and you're full. I used to drink milk, and once I found out that the milk was actually null and void of all the nutrients because of the heavily processing that it actually had to undergo, I no longer bought milk for my family. I was a big fan of soy milk, but once I was diagnosed with breast cancer, that was years ago, my oncologist instructed me to avoid soy, and I did my research and I found out that there was actually a direct linkage between soy and breast cancer. So I no longer use soy. Soy isn't bad, it's what they do to the soy that actually makes it bad, but if you can find the fermented soy, feel free, go ahead and use it. So I just don't trust it, period, so I don't use it. The levels of estrogen in soy is extremely high, and high doses of estrogen in females, will create cancer. So I just stay away from it. So I make my nut milks. And before I actually get into my milk, I just wanted to introduce you to my cookbook. It's called From My Taste Buds to Yours. If you haven't actually purchased your copy, go to my website, Ange'luscious.com, and order your copy today. I stress on, emphasize on cooking from scratch with whole foods and real foods and no processed ingredients. So go ahead, get you your copy of my cookbook, learn how to cook, get some new ideas, and I speak a little bit about myself in the book. It's a great book to have. It's hardcover, spill-proof, step-by-step instructions. Get you your copy. Now what I have here is a cupful of almonds, and for every cupful you need about 4 to 5 cups of water. So I'm going to go ahead and pour my water. This is about 5 cups, so I'm going to go ahead and pour about maybe 4 cups or so. Don't want it to, 4.5. I'm winging it. So I'm going to go ahead and blend off my almond milk. I blended this for about 1 minute, and this is a high-powered blender. And what I'm going to do is strain the milk. There's a lot of pulp that's in here. Usually I use a cheesecloth, but this blender is really, powerful, and it's powering up and pulverizing everything. So I really don't feel the need to, run it through a cheesecloth. But feel free if you don't like the gritty texture. If it's not smooth enough, and if you want it really smooth, then you want to go ahead and run it through a cheesecloth. You would put the cheesecloth over the strainer and just pour it out, squeeze all the liquid out of it. So let me go ahead and do this. I'm just going to pour just a little bit into my glass here. See that? Nice almond milk. And the pulp, I use the pulp to bake cakes. So nothing gets wasted. I bake lots of cakes. I use it to make porridges. You can go to my website. I do have, porridge. I think it was the almond, quinoa, I forgot the name of it, but it did have, you know, the pulp of the almond, and the porridge was really good. Several of my fans have tried it and they told me that they really like it. So, you know, it's different, and just to take the boredom out of cooking the same things over and over, you know. Yes. So look at that. It looks like milk. If you want to sweeten it, you can go ahead and sweeten it. I like it just the way that it is. One of my favorite milks is actually coconut milk. I love this freaking blender. It's not gritty. I can drink it like this. I can do this without the cheesecloth. But like I said, if you want it really, really smooth, then you need to use that cheesecloth. You can use this with your cereal. You can just replace it. Anywhere that you would actually use milk, you can go ahead and replace it. Whenever baking, you definitely want to use something that has a little bit more fat. But you can use almond milk if you like, but the consistency probably won't be the same. But it's really good. Now, if you'd like to sweeten it, these are medjool dates, and they're really sweet. This here, you could actually use just one because it's extremely sweet. I didn't use any at all because I like my almond milk like this. I do the same thing with my coconut when I make my own coconut milk. It's so pure, I love the taste, and I really don't like to add anything extra in it. Now, this is my vanilla. I do make my vanilla from scratch. My bottle, I have some more vanilla that's actually maturing. It's in a large jar with my vanilla beans, and I poured what was left, you know, from the previous vanilla that I made into this, so the rest of my vanilla can actually, you know, the new vodka that I added to the vanilla beans can, you know, infuse it and become mature. So this is my little leftover vanilla. I switched over to a jar, and I have one vanilla bean in here. Sometimes I add a little vanilla into my almond milk or into any of my milks just to add the extra flavor. You can add spices, like you could grate a little nutmeg in here, a little cinnamon, however you like. It's just wonderful. It's up to you, whatever your taste buds are in the mood for. All right, so this is my almond milk, and I do hope that this was very helpful and that you will actually go out and get you some almonds and make your almond milk. And it's really simple. It's really easy. Cheers. So freaking smooth, I tell you. I love this blender. Yes, so like I said, go ahead, make you some almond milk. It's simple. Do your research. Find out what works for you. What works for me may not necessarily work for you. I don't reinforce. I'm not on a restricted diet. I'm not the one to tell you don't eat this and don't eat that. What I do promote is earth foods and cooking from scratch and eating real foods, no processed foods. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's Ange'luscious Authentic Dishes. And if you're on any other social media, I am too. So you can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram. It's Ange'luscious Authentic Dishes. So I'm accessible. You can find me pretty much anywhere. Well, I thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you. I hope this is very helpful. Thank you once again. I appreciate you. Be blessed.